I was trying not to walk up here. Because this song reminds us that we're all trying too hard. It's exhausting. Isn't it exhausting? The only way we are declared righteous is because of the finished work of Jesus on the cross. Whether we like it or not, change is always happening. We're always growing. God, what is it that you want to do in my life? One of the hardest parts of life is to have an honest self-reflection, to be able to look and say, like, this is really where I'm at. The big idea of the year becoming is that phrase that I'm not what I used to be and I'm not what I'm going to be. But today is a great day to take a step. It's a walk of faith because Crossroads needs something different for me in the next 10 years. If the Lord tarries, than it needed for me in the first 10 years. And I'm excited to find out. Within the first 4 weeks of the year, we grew by about 700 people. Put us like right around pre-pandemic numbers of attendees. When I see people hungry for God, that's where we're supposed to be. Revival is God's desire more than it is our desire.
We have 2 children. Julian is 11, Isla is 3, and we have a lovely house cat named Petunia. I myself am adopted too. Growing up, I didn't really have the best childhood. So trying to circle back being a father when I didn't really have that kind of growing up. So some of the struggles that I've been dealing with most recently have been with alcohol. Addiction. So JC took the kids and stayed somewhere else.
And in that 4 weeks, started Celebrate Recovery and made the changes that needed to happen.
I think in the year of becoming, it's breaking the cycle. I think that's just kind of what I'm trying to do as a father and as a husband, and applying for jobs really outside of the welding program.
I mean, we have big dreams of buying a house, a garden, and stuff like that.
We've adopted a son, Julian. He's currently at school right now, and he has autism.
December, I probably said, I'm not homeschooling him, no way. And then around January, I think God's starting to change my heart. God is kind of equipping us to overcome our sin and to overcome the world.
I came on staff full-time on January 2nd of 2023. We've seen Love Now Local deepen its relationships with our partners. Transformation takes place on an individual level, but also on an organizational level, whether it be our missional nights or prayer nights. And lead pastor Daniel has the vision to send 100 field workers to South. You can get a visa in less than 5 minutes. It's difficult to get people excited about going and living in the 1040 window. They're more open to listening to the gospel than we are willing to go. The reason Jesus has not come back yet is because we haven't gone to all the ends of the earth. Because it's in my heart, I want to see it on everybody's heart. It doesn't always work that way. What's at stake is that more and more people are dying without Jesus.
Okay, right now it's Wednesday, May 3rd, 2023. When I got to Crossroads, very quickly we identified like, hey, we need to deal with the Crossroads debt. And so the goal was to be free by 50. And we started kind of coordinating, like, hey, how are we gonna do this? And what was funny is I mentioned it, a number of people came and gave generous gifts. And I felt like the Lord said, Daniel, you should do this right now. It made me a little nervous, a little curious, and a little excited.
When we launched this new Free in 23, we did our first special offering in May, and it's been super humbling, like, to be a part of this process. Ooh, best guess of when we'll pay it down. Tomorrow? No. I have no doubt God could do it like now. He's going to do it in his way. We'll draw closer to him because of that.
We owe, actually, I don't even know the exact number. Let me call Pastor Luke and we'll see if he can tell us what our exact number is right now.
Please leave your message for 503. Hello?
Pastor Luke, what's going on, buddy? What is our balance on the principal of our mortgage that we're trying to raise?
The balance is exactly $2.875 million. All right, everybody.
All right, God bless you. Love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm really excited to see what God does in the midst of all of that.
A little extra theatrics for you. Yeah.
I love you all so much. I missed you all. I know that's every documentary. It's like, it's at the chair, and then the person walks in, and they sit down. I've seen this before. So it's Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023 at 2:02 p.m. Crossroads is in a time of blossoming. Our middle school and our high school campus, just the way that relationships have really grown. Jamin Murray, who's one of our students' directors, he said that it was almost like everything was black and white, and then after camp, everything was in color. And I thought that was such a beautiful way to express some of what God is doing. Also, we had VBS this summer, and we almost take VBS for granted. Almost 500 kids together, learning about Jesus, growing. It takes hundreds of volunteers to do this. God is not just to be studied, but God is to be known and to be experienced. Tonight, we're going to have our first of Exploring the Gifts at our midweek. This gathering is for us to wait on the Lord and to let His Spirit do what He wants to do.
For the first night, we didn't know what to expect. The theater was packed, so we didn't have enough chairs. And Pastor Ralph said it really well. For the 4 weeks in August, it was kind of like a mosaic. So every night had its distinct function and purpose. The first 2 nights, we saw literally physical healing, people weeping and sharing with the body here, all that the Lord did. I would say I see the people of Crossroads just becoming more active in their faith.
Today is Wednesday, June 7th at 12:25 p.m. Well, we are buying a house. We put an offer in on Friday, so we are moving forward with homeschooling. God has called me to this, and He's going to get me through the task.
I did finish welding school, so now I help weld for a prominent manufacturer. I'm gone from 3 to 1:30 a.m.
He's sleeping while I make breakfast, and he's at work while I make dinner. But I also am trying to keep in mind, like, he's worked a long week, and he's tired and needs some rest. We haven't been fighting, maybe because we don't see each other.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Things are falling into place, and, it feels good.
Satan's got traction in a lot of areas. The enemy is alive and well, and he goes to church. People have a tendency to want to hold on to things to make them certain. And we do it to self-protect in the beginning, but then it becomes a lifestyle. If something doesn't work out, then God knows what He's doing anyway. So it's like at 3 and 20, if we don't hit there, okay. It's not like we're not saved if this doesn't happen. I think the journey of faith is that you learn that. I know that Jesus is faithful, and I know that He's real. And I just want everyone just to hold on to Him in the midst of that.
Today is Wednesday, September 5th at 11:55 a.m.
We are in our new home. We finished, obviously, the process of buying this house. So today is our first day of homeschooling. Even if they're in a school setting, they're not going to learn everything. And so taking that pressure off of myself, pretty helpful for me.
My whole thing is just learning to trust God more, that whatever path that God put me on, the decision to attending church, going to Celebrate Recovery, it was all meant to create the person that I am today.
There's been a lot of growth for both of us. I guess I'm going to be emotional about it.
Thanks.
We started off the year, we had just come back together. There was definitely a long period of not knowing how long that would last. Well, I listened to the Daily Fast podcast, I think it's called, with Crossroads. That day that I was like having the hardest time was one about giving up control. I know that he's gonna take care of us, but I'm anxious about the process. We've come a really long way, and there's obviously more work to do because we're always becoming.
This fall is a season of harvest. Crossroads has prayed more together than maybe all of the years previous.
The people that did come were so committed to praying.
We're seeing Crossroads walk really effortlessly in the gifts of the Spirit. God is leading us to be who He created us to be. 35% of people who give to Crossroads have been involved in Free in 23. Praise God, it's moving in the right direction.
Because of all the generosity that pours in every week, you just see the number keep coming down, down, down.
As it stands today, we are $99,000 away from being completely debt-free.
Betty and I want to give the last $10,000 to finish this. We only need $66,000 more.
We are $62,000 away.
When Jesus died on the cross, He said, "It is finished." Just like when the debt is finished, it's done, it's eliminated and gone. It's just the beginning. You have so many opportunities to make sure that people know that Jesus is real. And so embrace that, be grateful for it, and I just can't wait to see what God's gonna do.